Second. All right, so for everyone that's in now, first off, I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to do a cash giveaway at the end. So if everyone want to put their name, email address in the chat, then I am definitely going to, hold on one second. All right, let me put this in the chat real quick. Name, chat. Okay. All right. So for everybody that's in right now, and then as people start coming in, more people are going to be coming in. We're going to do a cash giveaway. I'm going to get started at 9:45. Give people time to come in. I know some people are getting ready for their New Year celebration and whatnot. So, you know, some people did interrupt their time getting ready to go out. So I appreciate that. So I'm gonna give some people, you know, about 10 more minutes to come on in here. If everybody wanna, you know, you wanna kind of introduce yourself in the chat so we all can get to know each other. Your name, maybe where you're from. I want to give a little background to infrastructure of a man. We got about 5 people in here now, but I just want this to be a group as we continue to build, to be a group of men that come together, support one another, uplift one another, hold one another accountable, really help one another become the men that we're striving to be in the society that we're in. I've said this many times before, there is a huge attack on manhood every single day. It's a terrible attack on manhood. And on top of that, you got women running around trying to tell men how to be men, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. So we have to make sure that we are supporting one another so that way we don't fall victim to becoming something that we were not created to be. It can be difficult, but with being strong men comes strong support, a strong foundation, and, you know, basically a plan. So a lot of us, we never learned how to be a man, or the type of man that we were taught to be is either outdated or just doesn't work. So we have to figure out this thing on the fly. On top of that, there isn't one form of manhood. Like, I know a lot of us have ingrained this image from television and media about what a man should be or what a man should look like, but there is multiple images of what a man is. You have some men who are the strong, do all the handy, hard work men. And you got some men who are let me go in the kitchen, I'm gonna whip up something. You got some men who are very creative mentally. You got some men who are creative physically. You got men who are big, men who are small, tall, short, dark, light, all type of men. So there's no one definitive answer of what a man is. But there are many different variations of manhood. Anything where you're uplifting one another, where you're handling your responsibilities, where you're pouring back into your community, you're rebuilding your community, things like that. That's what makes you a man. Some of those things make you a man, not, whatever society tells us, and not what women sit around on the internet conjuring up in their head every day. Like, what it takes to be a man is the tools that we've been given. We just have to empower one another to use those tools and to be comfortable in the tools that we have. What time is it? 9:39. I'm gonna give 6 more minutes, 5 more minutes before we go ahead and get this thing started. I know when I sent out the message, I didn't put the link to the Zoom. I put the meeting and the password. I should have put the link. Live and you learn. So some people might be having trouble getting in. So I'm just gonna go back through it.
It happens sometimes.
You said what?
I said it happens sometimes. I know. I tried to open it a couple of times. It kept trying to take me back to Instagram. So just copied it. Eventually, it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. So let me see. I ain't got nobody. I'm about to say they have an issue getting in there. Let me see. All right, so we have, for these last couple of minutes, we'll go through the chat. So right now we have Travis, we have Derek, we have Alex, we have Maurice. So Derek, you're from Fort Worth, Texas. Maurice, you're from Georgia. Alex, you're from Florida, from Tampa. Travis, where are you located at? If you don't mind us asking.
Oh, my bad. It wasn't Virgil. I'm in Lithonia.
Okay, yeah, you in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah,
right,
Georgia.
Travis is here in
Yeah.
Georgia as well.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we all, we all a little spread out, except for, of course, me, Maurice, and Travis. We're here in Georgia, but everybody else kind of spread out. Now, all of us are from the South, so that's that. But outside of that, we're all a little spread out or whatnot. I know we have some, and then our age ranges vary as well too. Everybody in here pretty much know, our age ranges vary, our occupations vary, so we have a wide range of individuals. And as we continue to build together, we'll absolutely be able to help one another and pour into one another. And that's the great thing about being around a group of people who everyone's not the same. Like you become, what is it called? I forget what it's called when everybody sounds the same. I forget what it's called. But when everyone that's around you all sounds alike and says what you're saying, like that doesn't necessarily help you grow. But when you have individuals who are all different, maybe different walks of life, different cultures, different parts of the country, then you all could pour into each other resources. We all could pour to each other opportunities. We all could pour to each other wisdom and knowledge that we may have not seen before or heard or even thought of. So, that is that. That's the great thing about that, about us being all separate, different mindsets, different train of thought. So that's a very beautiful thing here. Let's see here. Oh, man. All right, we got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Oh man. Hopefully everybody preparing themselves for this New Year's. People like to get stupid. So, words of advice, stay away from windows. If you can go to lower ground, if you have a basement or something in your home, do that. Maybe you and your family gotta, lay on the floor tonight. We don't want anything unfortunate to happen. So it's best to get to as low ground as possible. People, they don't think. We live in a world where people aren't thinking. They just do. They just, I saw somebody shooting guns and I want to shoot guns. Not even thinking that the bullet that goes up has to come back down somewhere. They don't think like that. So, don't allow someone else's ignorance to cost you. So just make sure you protect yourself. Stay away from windows. If you could get into a part of your house that has extra padding or insulation, or, maybe entertainment systems or something that kind of whatever, just want to make sure you cover all bases. All right, so it's 9:45. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Go ahead and share my screen. All right. Shared here. All right, family. So my name is Virgil Johnson, and I want to welcome you all to Setting Your Intentions, which will be our Creating Your Year for 2022. This will be presented by Infrastructure of a Man. I am Virgil Johnson, the founder of Infrastructure of a Man. Today is December 31st, 2021. It is 9:45 now. As I stated before, real quick, everyone has a different walk in life. So some people, celebrate New Year right now. Some people don't celebrate a New Year right now. But what we all can agree on is today is the last day of the year of 2021. The year of 2022 starts tomorrow. So with that being started, being in a certain society, sometimes in order to succeed in that society, sometimes you got to play the role of the society. So the society is resetting. Not even if you're a type of individual where okay, the year restarts when spring hits, but when the society that you're in, they're doing their little restart, you can still take advantage of the system, because at the end of the day, you want to take advantage of the system. So right now, we want to make sure that we're setting our intentions to be great in the year of 2022. So first off, I would like to introduce myself. First off, I want to go over some of the house rules. While waiting for others to come in, here are some rules and reminders to keep in mind. Real quick, I can't see the Zoom screen. Hopefully it'll let me know if somebody wants to come in, but I can't see the Zoom screen. So if someone has any questions or anything like that, put your questions in the comment section. We'll have a Q&A at the end. Turn off your cameras and your microphone. Make sure your cameras and your microphone are muted. Feel free to type your questions in the chat box. Questions, make sure we keep our questions relevant to what's going on, and I'm here to answer all questions about the presentation that we have today. And then, of course, your questions will be entertained at the Q&A section after the presentation. All right, so today's agenda, what we'll be going over is 2022 outline, goal setting, fasting, doing a reading. Then we're going to have our closing out, and then we're going to have a Q&A. So first off, about me, I'm Virgil. I'm the founder and CEO of Infrastructure of a Man. Infrastructure of a Man is here to ensure that real men prevail. Our main objective, first and foremost, is to rebuild men, and we do this by offering men a safe haven to connect with other men in a setting that promotes accountability, support, and understanding, as well as resources and tools to improve and be leaders of our communities that we were blessed to be assigned to. So Infrastructure of a Man also helps people. Like, my main objective as well is to help men who get stuck. We know as men, we have a lot of pressure on us. We have a lot of ideas going through our head. We have a lot of things that we have to deal with and take on, and it can be overwhelming. It can be daunting at times. It can be stressful. It's hard to kind of see your way through. It's kind of hard to see your way out of a forest fire when you're in the middle of the forest fire. But that's where Infrastructure of a Man comes in at. That's where I come in at. If you're stuck somewhere, you got a stuck point, you're trying to form an idea, you want to come up with something new, you need somebody to help you with that, or walk you or talk you through that. That's why I come in at. That's why I come to help people in that. Just help people get fresh ideas, new ideas, create new ideas, think of things, see things from a different perspective, because a lot of times that's all you need. A lot of times you need that. Sometimes you may need some more direct contact, communication, and help. But a lot of times, sometimes you just need a thought or someone to talk to. So that's what I'm here for, specifically for men, because there's a lot of stuff that's not out here for us right now. It's so crazy. Like, I know people who, they're single fathers, and they legitimately have full custody of their children, and they don't get the same resources as a single father that a single mother gets. And it's like, at the end of the day, people need help, because people need help. So if we can help one another genuinely, That's what infrastructure of a man is. So for those of y'all who don't know, I have published 2 works. They are on Amazon. My first book that I published is called Making Your Enemy Your Footstool, How to Use the American System as a Black individual in America to your benefit. And then my second work is a journal called the Garden Bed of Life Journal. This journal is just to help people bring their ideas from an idea or a seedling to being able to harvest it or actually making it become reality. So if you have any other questions about those works, you can find those both on Amazon. All right, so part 1 of our seminar that we're going to get into is setting our intentions, our 2022 outline. So first off, this is going to be, somewhat interactive, very interactive, not somewhat, I'm sorry, very interactive. So if you don't already, I'm going to give everybody a couple of moments, about 45 seconds here, grab a pencil or a pen and a sheet of paper, because what we're doing here, you're going to have to write some stuff down. It's exactly how we make this thing work. You got to write these things down. You got to write stuff down, take notes, all of that. So I'll give everybody about 45 seconds to go ahead and grab that, and then we'll get started and we'll go from there. I'm gonna do the Jeopardy theme song. I should play. I think I got the Jeopardy theme song here. Let me see here. Yeah, I do. All right, so hopefully everybody was able to get their pencil and paper, and that we're going ahead and get this thing started. So first off, how do we create the year that we want? Many of us have been living, long lives. Everyone in here, I believe, is at least over the age of 20. So we have at least 20 years of experience. And many of us have either lived the life that we wanted to live, have lived the life that someone else has wanted to live, or kind of just have been going through life and haven't really figured out how to live, how we want to live, kind of just doing whatever life is throwing at us. Maybe we've made some choices we wanted to make. A lot of other choices have been influenced by others, vice versa, all of that. But now we're at a point where we want to create the life in the year that we want to. So how do we create that? The first and most important step to creating that is to know exactly what it is that we want to accomplish. If we go to the Bible, the book of Habakkuk, 2:2 states, write down the vision on tablets and make it plain. So this is very important. Whatever it is, we'll take a couple of moments right here really quick to just think about, what is it that we want? What is it that I want for this upcoming year? How do I want this upcoming year to go? And we need to write it down. Now, here's the thing. This is how you really make sure it comes to be. Like the scripture said, you have to write it down, and it has to be something very, very, very plain. And the reason why you make it plain is so that you can focus in and hone in on it and create very direct action steps for that thing. So if it's something that's convoluted or cloudy or very vague, it's going to be very difficult for you to write down action steps for it that you're going to be able to take and implement. But if you write down exactly what it is that you see and that you want, and you write it down very plainly, make it very simple, then you'll be able to take the steps necessary to move forward in that. Now, I'm going to give you an example real quick. One of my goals this year is to become a public speaker. So that is, and actually, we're going to get into a little bit more of that and get more in detail. But right now, for this step right here, my example that I'm going to give to y'all is becoming a public speaker. So I got that written down. So take a couple of moments to write. Sorry. Take a couple of moments to write down what it is that you want to accomplish this year? Let me check to make sure no one else is in the waiting room really quick. All right, nope, we don't have anyone else in the waiting room. All right. All right, so we got that. Sorry, y'all. All right, so we have next here. So in order for you to have your goal, make your goal come to be, there are a few steps that you got to do. The first thing with your goal is your goal has to be what's called SMART goal. So SMART stands for, it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Some of this stuff may seem elementary, but here's the crazy thing. When it comes to being successful, oftentimes being successful is very elementary, but we fall short because we try to do these grandiose things. We try to do all these elaborate, have all these elaborate plans, and that's what we get tripped up at. But if we keep something simple, then it makes it that much more easier to obtain. So the first thing about your goal is it has to be a SMART goal. So as we're going into what it is that a SMART goal is, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I might need some water. As we're going into what a SMART goal is, as I stated, specific, we need to make sure that the goal is narrow. And the reason why you want to make it narrow is so that way it's easy to plan for the goal. It makes your planning more effective. It has to be measurable. Measurable is what evidence that you can prove that you're making progress and that you can reevaluate to know if you're hitting your targets or not hitting your targets. The goal has to be attainable. You must be something that you're able to do and reasonably accomplish within a certain time frame. It has to be relevant. Your goal must align with your values and long-term objectives, and it has to be time-based. It has to be realistic and ambitious, and it goes with a date for task prioritization and momentum. So making sure that we're writing down the goal, and that's very important, like I stated, that we write down the goal. And a couple of reasons why it's important to write down the goal is, A, most people when they're doing the new year, they do the new year and they do vision boards. This is why we're writing things down as opposed to creating vision boards, because scientifically, when you write something down, what it does is it commits it to your long-term memory. And we know when it comes to obtaining a goal and doing a goal and keeping a goal and staying on track to do a goal, it has to be implanted into your long-term memory. It's because it has to be something that you're always remembering to do. When you go and you get pictures, and yes, we're visual creatures as humans, and we need to see it. However, when you go and you cut out a picture of someone else's car or someone else's house, or you take letters of someone else's typing or writing and you put it up there, it doesn't commit it deeply into your memory bank and into your long-term memory as it would when you're writing it down. That's why it's very, very, very important for you to write it down as opposed to making a vision board. We also want to tap into what's called the generation effect, which is basically saying you're remembering things in your own handwriting. You remember things better in your own handwriting than you do in someone else's writing or someone else's pictures or anything like that. So that's why we want to write the goals down, and that's why we want to make, when we're writing these goals down, make them SMART goals. Quote from Bill Gates real quick. We overestimate the things that we can do in a year, but we underestimate the things that we can do in 10 years. This is why it's important to make SMART goals, because what SMART goals does is it keeps your goal realistic, but it also keeps you on track to doing what you're supposed to be doing. We come up with things and we're like, oh, I can do it and it's so easy. And then what happens is when it's not as easy as we thought it was, because we didn't set attainable or realistic goals or time frames on it, then we give up and quit. That's why it's important to make sure that we're setting these things up in a SMART goal. Setting our goals up in a SMART goal format, so that way we can stay on track to achieve whatever the goal is that we're trying to achieve this year. So as you write it down, and then we're going to go back over this as well, but as you're writing it down, think about, how can I fit this into my SMART goal? So how is this specific? How is it measurable? How is it attainable? How is it relevant? How is it time-based? Going back to my example of being a public speaker by the end of the year. One way to make it measurable, because I gave a goal, and you may think, oh, public speaking is a specific goal. Is not. What type of public speaker do I want to be? So if I say, hey, I want to be a public speaker, let's just say a men's mental health public speaker that makes $10,000 a month, now that becomes measurable. And I want to do that by the end of the year. Now my goal is specific, because I'm saying exactly what I want to be, a men's health public speaker. Measurable, I know that I've reached my goal if I'm making $10,000 a month. Is it attainable? Yes, it's attainable. Is it relevant? It's relevant because it falls into everything else that I'm doing with this consulting business, with me being an author. And is it time-based? Yes, it has a realistic time frame on it, which is a year. So it's not 10 years down the road where I can lollygag. It's a year where a lot of things that happen a year. So I'm putting that consistent pressure on myself to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. The next part of our goals are SWOT analysis. Now, I just want to let you all know, contrary to popular belief, success is very, very, very predictable. You becoming successful is very predictable, but it takes you doing the right steps in the right order to make it happen. So when we come to what our SWOT analysis is in regards to our goal, it's you analyzing what are your strengths, you analyzing what are your weaknesses, you analyzing what are your opportunities, and you analyzing what are your threats. So going back to my example of becoming a men's health public speaker who makes $10,000 a month, my strengths are, I'm a great speaker, great orator, I love to talk. My weaknesses, one of my weaknesses is my memory. I may not be able to remember all of my points. What are my opportunities? Well, with me having my book, and I'm able to connect to other people through my book, which then can connect me to other people as well as the classes that I'm taking, that gives me the information to connect to colleges, as well as the other resources that I have that connects me to speaking opportunities. Those are my opportunities and my threats. One of the main threats is off the top of the head is I'm an individual who's not vaccinated. So it's a lot of places that I may not be able to speak at because they may require you to be vaccinated. So that may be one of my threats. And that's just something that's real quick, a quick SWOT analysis of my goal, of one of my goals that I have. So that's something that you all can, look at when it comes to what it is that your goal is. So make sure you all write this down. SWOT analysis. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, all in relation to the goal that you're trying to achieve by the end of 2020. Not trying to achieve, the goal that you're going to achieve by the end of 2020. I'll give y'all a couple more seconds to write that down. Like I stated, success is very predictable. So the next part of what you're going to do to help you achieve your goal by the end of 2020 is the 5 W's, but with the twist. So we know the 5 W's, we were taught it all in school: who, what, when, where, why, and then they threw in the how. So we got who, what, when, where, why, and how. But when it comes to our goals, we have to twist it up because we have to put it in a specific order in order for us to be successful. So the first W that we have to take into account is where. And this is, where do I want to go? That's why you want to be specific. So basically, where, like this goal, where is it taking me? And we have to akin it to, let's just say you want to go, like you want to take a trip. This is why it's very important to know where you're going before you start going. You want to take a trip and you're like, I want to go somewhere. And you get in your car and you start driving. So you're just driving. Maybe like, oh, I want to go, I don't know, maybe I want to go to a theme park. Now you never specify which theme park. So you just start driving until you see a theme park. eventually you're driving, or you're just like, you know what, I want to go somewhere. You don't really know where you want to go. You just know you want to get somewhere. I want to go somewhere fun. That's equivalent to not having a specific goal. A lot of people say, I want to be wealthy, or I want to be content, or I want to be comfortable. That's equivalent to you saying, hey, I want to go somewhere fun. So you start driving, you get in your vehicle, you start driving. Pretty soon you may drive past the beach, and you're driving past that beach and you're like, oh man, that looks fun. So then you get out the car and you go to the beach, but this is what happens. Because you didn't properly plan and you didn't have a specific destination, what happens is you arrive at a spot that you were not intending to go. And because you arrived at that spot ill-prepared, you have to either leave earlier than you wanted to, or you're not able to fully enjoy the experience while you're there. So if you go to the beach and you weren't planning on going to the beach, and you get out the car, well, guess what? You don't have any sunscreen. You don't have an umbrella. You didn't bring any food. You didn't bring the proper clothing. So you could go out, if you go to St. Pete Beach in the middle of July, how long you think you're gonna stay out there with no umbrella, no sunscreen lotion, no food, no water, nothing? Now you can enjoy all the scenery is nice waves, crystal clear sky, breeze coming off the water. Guess what? You're only gonna be able to enjoy that in the middle of July for about a good 30, 45 minutes, maybe. You can't stay at the beach all day because you weren't prepared. You came ill prepared. And that's how it is when it comes to your planning. You can reach a level of success, but because you didn't properly plan for that success, you're not going to be able to fully enjoy it, and you want to do it when you're going to lose it. So you have to make sure that your goals are specific, and that's that where do I want to go? Because if you know where you want to go, you can start planning for it. Me, our goal, I want to go and be this specific type of public speaker. So now I know this is what I want to do. And so I start packing all of those things up, or acquiring all of those skill sets for that. Now, let's just say I just say, hey, I just, want to make money. And I stumbled into public speaking. What if I never took a public speaking class and I got an opportunity to be up in front of a group of people and I froze? Because I didn't know that's where I wanted to go. Now I got to leave public speaking too soon. Nobody's going to want to hire me after that. Oh, he freezes on stage. But if I know I want to go be a public speaker, and I go and I take public speaking classes where I'm preparing myself to speak in front of a lot of people, when I get to that level of success, I can stay there longer because I prepared myself for it. The next one is why. Hold on one second. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. Hold on one second. All right, let me get back to my screen. All right, so we talked about the where. Now we're here at the why. So the why is, why do you want to go there? It's very important to know why you want to do something, because if you have no real reason for doing it, what's going to happen is you're just going to give up. So you have to know why you want to do it, why you want to go where it is that you want to go. The next one is how. How am I going to do this? This is very important. A lot of times we come up with where we want to go, why we want to do it, but then we forget the how to get it done. And if you don't know how you're going to get something done, you can't accomplish it. If you say, hey, I want to go to the beach because I really love to put my feet in the sand, and you're like, okay, how am I going to get there? I stay in Iowa. How am I going to get to the beach? So you have to know how you're going to get somewhere. The next one is what? What is going to be required of me? This is probably the most important thing. What is going to be required of me? We come up with these great ideas. We think of how great and how wonderful things are, how great and wonderful things are going to be, but then we forget the sacrifices we have to make. And so when it comes to making a sacrifice, then we give up and quit because we didn't think of that. We didn't think of, oh, what may be required of me is only getting 2 hours of sleep a night for 2-3 months straight because I'm up studying. Or if I'm creating a product, I gotta do this, do that, or I gotta invest in myself. I gotta learn new things, so I gotta empty out my savings account in order to take the courses that I need to get the information that I need. Like, these are the things that we have to think about. If we don't think about what is required of me, when what is required of you comes to be, you're not going to stand up, you're going to fold. Who? Next one is, who am I going to need to do this with me? We forget that. No man is an island. Everyone needs help. So when it comes to your goals and your dreams, you're not the only person that has to go into, like, you're not the only person that you need to get your dreams and goals accomplished. You're going to need somebody else. You're going to need other people to help you along. Some people may not be like you. You're going to need a website, a professional website. Web design may not be your strength. You're going to need a web designer. You may need a photographer to take your professional pictures, a videographer. You may need a social media account manager. You may need an advertising firm. Like, you may not be able to do all these things, but you need these people. You may need a success team. You may need somebody that writes content or write, if you're a book, maybe you may need a ghostwriter for somebody to help you because you done wrote 30 books and you ran out of ideas. These are the things that you have to think of when it comes to who you're going to need with you, because you can't do it all by yourself. And then it also helps you to weed out those that aren't there to help you with your dream and goal. This is very important because, as we know, you are the average of the people that you keep around you. So if you have people around you who aren't in line with what it is that you're doing, then you're not going to be in line with what it is that you say you want to do. So you have to keep at least an average of those people around you. That's why it's important to know who is it that you're going to need around you, so that way they can keep you on target and on topic as well. And then the last one is when. When do you plan on achieving this goal? Time frame. Got to know when. You can't just throw it, oh, eventually I want to know. It has to have time, so that way you create urgency. And you have to have a time frame on when you're going to do it, so you can create that urgency, so that way you can get it done. How do you know if you ever reach the goal if you never put a time frame in? Football. We all watch football. They don't just let the game keep going on and on and on. You got 60 minutes to score as many points as you can, more than the other team. If you don't, then you lose. That's life. You got a certain time frame to accomplish this thing. If you don't, then you lose. So we got to focus in on that, making sure that we know when we want to achieve this goal. So now that we've talked about the goal setting part, got the goal setting part down pat, and then we're going to go more into that. Like I said, later on, I got some more stuff I want to tell you all. The next part, which is part 2, which is a 21-day fast. Got a couple of quotes here that I want to give. Sai Baba, he's an Indian master mystic priest, and he said, life is a sacrifice. Offer it. In the Quran, chapter 3, verse 92, it says, you will never attain piety until you spend out what you hold dear. And whatever you may spend out of anything, the source indeed knows it. So when it comes to obtaining a goal or reaching a goal, it takes sacrifice. You have to be willing to give something up. That's the reason why I wanted to implement this 21-day fast to go along with the goal setting. Because what the fast does is it trains your mind now to get used to giving up something to obtain your goal. Also, it's going to do a lot of things like clear your mind, clear your body out, all of that, so that way you can really focus in on what it is that you need to do. I'm not sure if y'all know it or not. Many people make New Year's resolutions. Many people, when a ball drops, they're like, oh, I want to change this, I'm going to change that, X, Y, Z. And then 7 to 10 days after that, they're back to their old habits. You don't know why? Because they never made a real plan. They never really sacrificed. And then they just gave up. But if you are sacrificing in the beginning to prepare yourself, then you'll be able to last longer in the longevity of doing the plan. So that's why I wanted to implement this 21-day fast for everyone. Now, I need everybody to know and understand this. Fasting is the act of, first off, clearing out your mind and your body, removing the toxins and pollutants out your mind and your body. But there are many different types of fast. So you got fast that, just there for resetting. You got dry fast, water fast, music fast, social media fast. Some people have done fast where they fast from talking. You got people who are fasted from all types of things. Here's the thing. Only you know what it is. If we go back really quick to what it said, that verse in the Quran, you will never attain piety until you spin out what you hold dear. So that thing that has a vice or a grip on you, my vice is different than your vice. We don't have the same vice. We don't have the same love. We don't hold the same things of value. So what I hold value may not matter much to you. What you hold value may matter more to you than it does to me. You may be a person that they feel like they gotta watch TV every single day when they come home. To me, I don't watch TV. So you may have to sacrifice 21 days watching TV when you come home, and we're gonna feel that way. Whereas me, I may have to sacrifice how much I eat. And so me sacrificing the food I eat, okay, well, that time that I'm eating, what am I replacing that with now? And that's what you replace it with, obtaining your goal, whatever it is that you're sacrificing. If you sacrifice what means the most to you and replace it with the goal that you're trying to obtain, then you get rewarded for that. But that's the whole purpose of it. So when we talk about fasting, we talked about what fasting is. Now, in regards to fasting and praying and their ties to the reticular activating system and how they all work as one, I was talking to Derek earlier today about this. So fasting, as we just said, it clears your mind, clears your body. What praying does, before I get into all of that, for those of you all who are unfamiliar with the reticular activating system, the reticular activating system is a ball of nerves in the middle of your brain, below your pineal gland. What the reticular activating system is, what it basically does, the synopsis of it is, it's the filtration system of your brain. Our bodies we absorb everything. Every single thing around us, we're always taking in. But what your reticular activating system does is filters to you only the things that you deem important or essential to your life. It's also that thing that brings to your attention what you have going on. So, like for instance, if you are driving up the interstate and you say yellow car, you weren't paying attention to yellow cars before, but now you see them all the time. That's your reticular activating system, allowing yellow cars to be filtered into your mind and into your senses. It's just like right now, most of you all are wearing a shirt, pants, whatever. You probably didn't feel the clothing on you until I mentioned it. That's because your reticular activating system was filtering out those senses that weren't important to you. But now that we've brought them to your attention, it becomes somewhat important. So now you feel the feeling of the clothes on your body. That's what that is. So when you fast, you clear your mind, you clear your body. You clear away all the pollutants, the toxins, whatever, in whatever form that may be, whether it be thoughts, whether it be music, whatever it is, you clear that out. And then when you start praying, what happens is when you pray is akin to you saying yellow car on the interstate. So when you start praying, this is what I need y'all to understand. The Most High gave us majority of everything we already needed to accomplish everything he needed us to accomplish. The reticular activating system is one of those great things that he gave us. So when we pray, what happens is our reticular activating system starts to filter all of the things to us, to our conscious, that will help answer that prayer. That's a system that the Most High gave you to get done what you need to get done. So if you're a person that like for instance, me, I want to be a public speaker for men's mental health who makes $10,000 a month. Guess what's gonna happen? All of a sudden, when I'm scrolling on YouTube, that video may pop up. Now that video has always been there, but now because that's what I'm asking for, y'all please send me, information or opportunities to do this. Well, guess what my mind's gonna open up? My mind's gonna open up and allow into the filter those things that help me obtain that goal. That's why it's important to be specific about the goal that you want to do, because once you open your mind up to it, your mind's going to filter in everything that's related to that. So if it's a very generic open goal, you're going to get information overload. But if it's very specific and to the point, only those things specific to that point is what's going to get filtered in. And then you're going to be able to obtain that goal if you continue to do it over and over and over again and implement the information and the knowledge that's being given to you, or that your mind is allowing to be opened up to you. So that's why it's very important that you do those things in order. The fasting and the prayer. The fasting clears your mind of all the negativeness, and then the praying allows your mind to be opened up to the thing in which you're asking for. That's why that's very important to do that. So we want to make sure these 21 days, we're cleansing our system out. We're cleansing our system out, so that way when we go to ask for these goals that we want to achieve, there's nothing blocking it. And we can only get what it is that we truly actually want. Let me see what we got here next. So to help us do that, we're having this Zoom meeting every day for the next 21 days, starting tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 1, is when we're going to start our fast. So tonight, you need to really hone in on, what is it that I want to fast from? What is it that I feel like is polluting my mind that I need to fast from? And every night at 9:30 p.m. for the next 21 days, we're going to have a Zoom meeting. We're going to come back on here and we're going to talk through and walk through our goals. We're going to talk through and walk through how our day went. What are some of my struggles? Or let's just say me, I'm going to fast from eating sweets. I may have a sugar attack that day, or, I need to just talk through it. Or maybe if I was struggling, I'm having a headache. Maybe then one of you all dare be like, hey, bro, if you, go eat dates, it's not processed sugar and it's just as sweet, that's how we help one another, stuff like that. Help one another get through what we're getting through, how to replace it with something positive or something to that effect. Building it up over time. And every day we're gonna really hone in and just grow and become better, because at the end of these 21 days, when the majority of people have already given up on the new life they claimed they wanted, we would have just been getting started. Because most people, they aren't doing this fasting part right here. They're trying to jump into a whole new life cold turkey. Don't work like that. Some people are going to be successful, but the majority of people are not. And that's why when January 1st, from January 1st to about January 10th, you can't go in the gym and find no treadmill available. January 11th and on, you good. You'll be able to get your treadmill when you go in the gym. So that's why it's very important that we start off with the fast, and then we hone in on our goals. We get our goals right. We get everything in order. So after them 21 days, and we've given our sacrifice to the Most High, showed him that this is what we want by offering something, and he rewards us by opening up the floodgates for us. So that's what the goal is. That's what the plan is. So every night, 9:30, be back on here doing this, and I'm gonna be on here every night. So the last thing I want to do a reading from Letters to a Young Brother by Harper. As men, we have a lot of ambitions. We have a lot of things we want to do. But it's very hard to do what it is that you want to do if you lack self-confidence. It's very hard to do what it is that you want to do when you don't really have that motivating factor of you are unsure of yourself. So I want to read this book so that way you can allow these words to encourage you as you move forward into what it is that you want to do in this year coming up. Anything can be done. Is going to take work, but reading this book, and I'm going to start off, I'm just going to read a chapter today. It's only a few pages, I think like 7 to 10, something easy. And then every day we come back on the Zoom, we're going to read more of it. And I just want you to allow these words to really manifest within you. Pretend like he's writing these letters, or the author, and then also the other individuals that are writing these letters. They're writing these letters to you. They're answering your questions. They're empowering you. They're encouraging you. So that way you can be the full manifestation of the man that you want to be, that you're supposed to be. We have been blessed with the opportunity to carry the burdens of the world. That's the joy of being a man. We've been blessed with the opportunity to carry the burdens of the world. It can be hard. It can be difficult. Sometimes you want to give up, you want to quit. Sometimes you get tired. But I made a video, I put it up on Instagram. We don't necessarily get tired of the work. We're just tired in the work. So some of us, we're in marriages, and we're not tired of our marriage. We're just tired in our marriage. Some of us are fathers. We're not tired of our children. We're tired in our children. Some of us have certain jobs that we're not tired of our job. We're just tired in our jobs. So sometimes we get tired of the responsibilities that we have, and not tired. We get tired in the responsibilities, not tired of the responsibilities. Because the majority of us, sometimes our wife get on our nerves, but if our wife was to leave, we'll be upset. We'll be sad. We may try to play it cool for, a week, month, some of us maybe a year, but eventually we're like, dang, I miss my wife. Some of us, our kids get on our nerves, but when our kids ain't around us, we like, oh my God, where my baby at? Some of us talk so much crap about our job, but if our job was to give us pink slip tomorrow, we'll be devastated. So we got to understand the difference between being tired in something and being tired of something. Most of us are just tired in it, and we just need either a refreshment, we need some reassurance, we need to be re-uplifted, we need to be revitalized, and we need to be re-energized. That's it. So I want this book to be that. So I'm going to start reading from it. I got the download here on my phone. Give me 1 second to pull it up. And if y'all have any comments or questions, like I said, we're going to answer them. After this, you got any questions about the book, anything in the book that I'm going to read that you're going to like, put it in the comment section. Hold on, I literally got like 200 books in my phone. 1 second. All right. Here we go. Hill Harper, Letter to a Young Brother. Now I'm going to skip the introduction for now. I'm just going to go straight to the first letter that he writes. I'll maybe read the introduction, or you could go look it up online, look up the introduction online. The introduction is actually very long. All right, so I'm going to start reading here. Part 1. You, your friends, and family build a solid foundation. Letter 1, young brother, the newest perfect model. It's a quote from Jadakiss that he put at the beginning of the book. I'm not cocky, I'm confident. So when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. Dear young brother, what's up, man? So I got your letter, and as much as I hate to admit this, you are right. I probably would not have written you back, at least not so soon. I often fall into the trap of thinking I'm so crazy, busy that I unknowingly get bogged down with daily business life. But something in your letter, your vibe, your tone caused me to stop and pay attention. It troubled me that at such an early age, you already expect the worst from people. More than that, you remind me of yourself you remind me of myself at your age. Just like you, I had gotten used to people letting me down. At times, it even made it hard for me not to give up on myself. Your letter hit home with me. Man, it forced me to remember what it was like to be a young man in need of things I couldn't always put into words. I know what it's like to be confronted with multiple roads you could choose to walk down, some positive, some negative. So yeah, I'm doing what you said I wouldn't do. I'm writing you back. And there's so much I want to share with you. First, I want to tell you something. You are the perfect product of 15 billion years of evolution. That means you are the latest and greatest model of the human species. I respect that, and you should too. You know how cars come out each year and they make an upgraded, improved model? You know how they make it look better, go faster, upgrade the engine, upgrade the sound system. Your grandfather's Cadillac went from 0 to 60 in 8.2 seconds. The Caddy today goes from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. His car had lap belts, no power steering, and skinny tires. Today's models come fully equipped with front and side airbags, integrated traction control, steering system to 20-inch rims. You can't mess with the new model. It's hot. That's you. And I want you to hear this. You are the latest and greatest, perfect model of the human species. And every year you can improve. You can become the upgrade you are seeking. The way you are right now, today, is perfect. I can't say it enough. This is the truth. You are the latest, newest model. Being younger than I, you can do stuff I can't do. You still have the time to get great grades in school, fall in love for the first time, and see the Eiffel Tower in France, the synagogue in Africa, or the Aztec ruins in Mexico. You can even learn another language or change careers or do a myriad of things. You are still able to bring fresh new dreams into reality. I bet you could kill me at the latest video games too. I don't know how to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but I'm not supposed to be able to beat you because I'm an older model. However, one thing that we've learned from car designs is that they always study past designs to get a vision from the future, get a vision for the future. So let's stick with this car analogy. Okay, cool. What is your favorite new model car? The 06 model is hot. Yeah, it's better than the 04 model, which was better than the 02 model, but it's better because they improved on it. The 06 evolved from the 04, which evolved from the 02, so on and so on and so on. That is why you're an improved version of almost everyone in your life. You're an improved version of your parents and their generation. You're an improved version of your grandparents and their generation. This doesn't mean you shouldn't respect them or that you're better than they are. And it certainly doesn't mean that there aren't many important life lessons that come from listening to and being interested in your parents and grandparents' stories. However, it does mean you have your whole future ahead of you. You can learn from their mistakes and do better. You will live longer, become better educated, make more money, and be happier than previous generations. You are here to improve the human race, and you need to embrace that. So right now, as you're reading this, whisper to yourself, I am the perfect new model. I'm going to be better than my parents. I, today, am the best this world has to offer. I know little seeds of doubt try to pop up when you imagine your best self. These little voices crop up saying, no, you're not the perfect new model. You're not that good. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be successful. Who do you think you are? Life is tough and you suck. Tell those voices to get up off you. I say that because I too fight those voices in my head that will tell me I can't be something or do something. They never fully go away, but doing this work can take those voices from a loud yell to a soft whisper. The most important thing to remember about those voices is that they are wrong. You are the newest perfect model. You are perfect and you have all the potential in the world. That voice of doubt is in your head because a previous model, a previous generation taught you those limiting beliefs. You are not born with that voice of doubt. I am here to tell you that I am living proof that those voices of doubt aren't real. They are not even yours and they don't belong to you. Someone taught you believe in those doubts. Success, happiness, joy. These are your birthrights. You know what I'm saying? Let go of other people's voices in your head, your parents, anybody who ever said your dreams were not possible. Let it all go. I know it's easier said than done, but if you stick with me, I promise someday you will be unreasonably happy. All right, I got to go shoot a scene for my show, CSI New York. It's a scene in Central Park where I go scuba diving to recover a body. Cool, huh? If I can, I'll grab a picture of me in the scuba suit and send it to you. If you write me back, I'll elaborate on doubt and power of belief in another letter. So hit me back and we'll wrap some more. We got a lot more to talk about, okay? Oh, and feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions. My email address is manifestyourdestiny.net. Hope to hear from you soon. Grace, peace, and blessings, young brother. P.S. As I was finishing the letter to you, my friend Stephanie gave this greeting. My friend Stephanie gave me this greeting card that on the front says, you are the best invention since last year. It is written by a 6-year-old boy. How's that for serendipity? It's the universe way of showing us that this is the truth. He also, real quick, he had a couple of friends that he asked what are the qualities of a good man, that he sent to Nas and Curtis Martin, the old running back of the Jets. So what are the qualities of a good man? A good man is honest. This is his response before those other two respond. A good man is honest, lives his life with integrity, and behaves responsibly. A good man loves God and his fellow humans on this earth. Sometimes words like macho or cool are used to describe a man, but truly being macho or cool means going anywhere with courage, integrity, and perseverance. All of those define a good man. A good man is not defined by what he has, be that money, cars, or girls. A good man is ultimately defined by what he does. But I don't want you to just have my perspective, so I forwarded you your question to two men who I don't just consider good men, but great men. I asked my man Nas, a talented rapper, and Curtis Martin, one of the classiest guys in the NFL, to answer your question for you as well. Dear young brother, being a man who is the greatest achievement, age doesn't do it. Knowledge and wisdom do. The young are very impressionable and sometimes need to belong to groups like gangs, but even they can become tiresome, and you'll have to stand up on your own too one day, making your own decisions. A man plays a role in society, in the world, a major role in society, in the world. And you can become that man, young brother. That was from Nas. And then this little quick response from Curtis Martin. Dear young brother, be balanced, secure enough to be vulnerable, strong enough to be gentle, wise enough to be humble, and powerful enough to serve others. Don't let the words of others stop you. Only fear God. Have a quiet confidence, faith, and belief that you can conquer whatever life may bring. Put God first, family second, and yourself third. Respect others, but remain true to self. And at the end of the day, know how to have fun and enjoy life. So that was the first letter that Hill Harper wrote to the young brother in the book. Very powerful letter, very powerful response, not only from him, but from the other two individuals. And some of the things that they said in there were very, very, very important. Make sure you type them down in the comment section, and we'll go over them here in a bit. So before we get to the Q&A, I just want to thank you all. This lesson on manifestation or preparing for our 2022 was brought to you by Infrastructure of a Man. If you have any questions, you can email me at infrastructureofaman@gmail.com. And if you want any one-on-one, you can book a consultation in my calendar at ioaman.square.site. If you need me to send that to you later on, you can. And whatnot, we can go from there. But once again, I want to thank everybody who decided to show up. And then we're going to get to our question and answers. Also, if you want a certificate of participation, feel free to let me know, and I'll send you one with your name on it, date. And then once we do our questions and answers, then we'll do the drawing for the cash giveaway. Give me 1 second here. All right. Stop sharing my screen. All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. Well, we'll have. Did anybody have any questions? Anybody want to raise their hand? They have any questions at all? We still got a few people in here. Anybody want to? Anybody have any questions at all? Any comments? Any concerns? Let me know.
Good lesson, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what did Alex say. Alex said, can you read the second response from the Jets player one more time? Absolutely. Yes, sir. Dear young brother, be balanced. Secure enough. Be balanced. Secure enough to be vulnerable, strong enough to be gentle, wise enough to be humble, and powerful enough to serve others. Don't let the words of others stop you. Only fear God. Have a quiet confidence, faith, and belief that you can conquer whatever life may bring. Put God first, family second, and yourself third. Respect others, but remain true to yourself. And at the end of the day, know how to have fun and enjoy life. So that was the section that Curtis Martin had to as a response to the brother. That was that. All right, here. Let me see something. Now give me just 1 second. Let me go get a pen so I can write down everybody's emails, and then I can do my drawing, pick a name, and then we'll go from there with the cash giveaway. Give me just 1 second here. If y'all want to come on and talk to each other, do anything like that, discuss the book, discuss something that we was talking about, bounce ideas off of each other, that would be wonderful. Give me just 1 second. All right, I'm back. Let me go into the chat, get everybody's information real quick. I just realized we got 2 Army veterans. We got at least 2 Army veterans in here. Alex and Maurice. So, appreciate, the service that you all gave. I don't know if we got anybody else in here that served in the military. I do know those were at least 2. All right. So, we got 4 people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 people, 4 names in. It's plug it. See, drop them in there. Shake them up. So what I'm gonna do, shake them up, mix them up, eyes closed. I'm gonna do this drawing. Whenever I pick, you are going to send me your Cash App and I will send you a cash prize of $50 for your participation. Let's see. All right. The clothes spinning around. All right. Pull it out right here. See who it is. Oh, who is that? What a camera. Derek. Derek, we got you. Derek is the cash prize winner today. Derek, I'll be cash apping you your $50. Send me your cash app. Text it to me. Text me your cash app, and I'll send you the $50 for that. I appreciate everybody once again participating in this infrastructure of a man. If you are on social media and you aren't following me, following my infrastructure of a man page on Instagram yet, please go and follow that. YouTube, infrastructure of a man as well. Every day for the next 21 days, starting tomorrow, we will be doing a 21-day fast to help us build and focus on our intentions for this 2022 to accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish. So every day 9:30, we'll be back here. So tomorrow, come back with with your goal, your SWOT analysis of your goal, your SMART goal. Make sure everything is in order. You got it down pat. And then we'll go from there. So I want to thank everybody. You all be safe. Enjoy your upcoming 2022 year. And I will talk to y'all and see y'all later. Peace.
See you later, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good one. Enjoy the last few hours of 2021.
Yes, sir. Will do.
All right, sir.